Bobby Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. I'm proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. We're back. It's still.
We never left.
We never left. No.
You're back.
Yeah. Well, you did a little gander, but that's a different series. You know, you don't
Yeah,
know
I
the
guess so.
listenership.
You're quite
is the
right.
same.
It's very, very different. You're right.
Very, very different. By the way, I did listen to it, and I want to congratulate both of you on a propaganda. If you haven't listened to it, listen. But I didn't like the little snide dig at the beginning, Len.
I was just checking if you were listening. You know why I put that
we
in.
got rid of the dead wood or whatever you said.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You're a liability.
Yeah, I'm very thick-skinned, so I don't care.
Well,
and
you need to be.
And I'm a lot lighter.
How is are we having a weigh in the weekend?
Oh, we should do. We're meeting up, aren't we? Won't say we're meeting up because we don't want to be mobbed by our listeners.
Do you know what? I actually think...
all 8 of them?
Yeah.
Now, where we are going, there actually used to be scales there. And obviously, you know why there's scales there.
Oh, we could have a weigh-in.
Yeah.
Oh, an official weigh-in. What do you reckon,
Lynn,
Nigel?
shut the fuck
mate.
up.
You must be getting close now. Oh, Nigel.
I've
not
had salad
gonna-
twice this
You've got to start the
not
new
gonna
season.
reveal, for that reason, I'm not going to reveal my weight.
I've had
I won't.
salad twice today. Jackie,
Oh.
but I
I
walked
like
into
salad.
a cafe and the woman knows I only go in there once a week and she knows what I have. And she's like, number 4, no egg, extra sausage. I went, no, can I have a jacket potato, please?
Oh, that must have hurt you.
See?
After going there for sausage and egg and going
Anyway,
out
I haven't
and a jacket
introduced you. You
potato.
don't know
Oh.
who's here. You know, the Booches might be in the background. So we had a discussion off air. We are calling this season 11. So that means it's episode 40. As Nigel said off air, I don't think we reached the 50-odd episodes we reached last season.
Not with that attitude.
The Booches were washing their hair. You're not going to get them in the summer.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna, oh, no.
Oh,
no.
so lucky to get them in the
Actually,
winter.
not true. We've got a little bonus coming, haven't we?
We're never going to pull that off.
No, we are. I'm going to bring my little... So we are going to try.
You're not taking your dictaphone.
I am going to take my dictaphone. What we're going to try, if our little get-together in East-ish London...
What do you mean
Definitely East
East-ish London?
It's definitely East London,
is
isn't
it?
Yeah.
Of course it fucking is.
E14.
Is it?
Giving it
Okay.
away.
Okay. Yeah, you have big place, though.
The Ledger building, ain't?
Okay. I thought we were going to Sports Bar.
No.
Oh, lucky enough. I didn't turn up. Anyway.
Well, we'll tell you. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on with it because we're like 3 minutes in. We haven't said anything. Nigel, where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in my shed.
Shedman, 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 Shedman.
Paid the full version, so George can win. Get free PM royalties. No George tonight, no John tonight. Not a surprise, but we have got Canning Town, Len. Where are you? What are you doing?
Yay. I'm at home watching a 4K slide screen of Dagar's work,
Ooh.
doing a podcast with you, with my feet up,
Ooh,
digesting my
ooh.
food.
What you been doing over the summer? We didn't last very long. Were you like you two didn't even last very? I think 1 week off. You go, oh no, I need a rest.
Did we have a week off? We did, didn't we? Yeah.
did have a
Did,
week
yeah.
off.
We had a week off. Yeah, but
Yeah, we did.
propaganda is a rest, Sean, because it's a
Yeah.
rest from
Oh,
you.
it's just
I
a
did
joy.
like. I spoke to Nigel. I really liked Lou. Real down to earth towner. He's the
Yeah,
only other person
please.
I've heard use the word towner, but he is related to
Because he knows
Nigel.
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
made up by Nigel.
But
Anyway,
hold up,
it's not.
hold up.
No, it's a-
You heard it, though.
You
From
heard it
Wilson's
in
mouth.
his, yeah.
they used to play local boys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he said. I remember him saying, you know,
there you go.
Called Alvin Martin a Scouser.
It's our culture, Sean.
And he said,
might not be yours.
us Towners,
might not be yours, but it's ours.
Our Towners used to do the Upton Park bowling ground, and he said, and the Out Towners used to go to Chapwell Heath and tidy up there. Yeah.
It was closer. They were there out of town. It was in Essex.
Yeah.
Upton Park.
Actually, where Lou grew up is Wigston Road. You obviously don't live there now, so I can say. So that's where he lived, Wigston Road, which of course is famous because that's where the West Ham Supporters Club was formed.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, it's got a new thing saying East. Anyway, if you haven't listened to Propaganda, Season 2, Episode 1 with Lou.
You know what that means, Sean?
What?
It means there's more to come.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
There
keep
might
us
be
going.
more.
Anyway, we thought we'd talk about some stadium news, some transfer news, and a few questions, didn't we? They've got no games, you know? Although we're recording while, strange, we're playing Hungary. Is Nations League Cup, whatever it's called, important? Because no one seems to think it is.
When it was invented,
Yeah.
I thought it was a great idea because what it was is it replaced friendlies.
Yeah.
And so it made it competitive. Not only that, is by grouping teams together. So playing Germany, playing Italy, playing Hungary, or even though Hungary have just been promoted into Group A, they're competitive games. But it also gave the lesser teams, like the likes of, I mean, if you look, Gibraltar got promoted into Group C. So, you know, if they're just playing, because they were playing the likes of like Andorra. So if you group like equal teams together, it gives them the benefit of actually winning games. What fun is it to be like Luxembourg or Gibraltar getting smashed 7-0 in meaningless friendlies? Have a little competition. They have their little Greek group with the Faroe Islands and teams like that. And you know one of them will get promoted, so they'll get a chance to push themselves. So I think the layout of the tournament is a great idea. Playing it in June, though, is not a good idea for me.
Yeah.
It should be done when...
Bowen starts tonight, and Rice is on the bench.
Yeah. And this is the thing, playing it now, it's a bit of an anomaly because normally you'd want to put your best team out. When you're playing Germany, when you're playing Hungary, when you're playing Italy, you want to put your best team out all the time. But you can't do it to them after the seasons that they've just had. I mean, some of these boys have had barely enough rest since COVID, the first COVID lockdown. Finished, and we were back in football in June, weren't we? It's like been almost non-stop football since then, nearly 2 years.
I didn't know football was on. I'm going to have to turn me day go off now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Actually,
to be honest, I've set the cricket to recall because I was listening to the cricket on the way home.
Yeah.
And that was by far and away. I've got not that I'll watch the highlights of England Underground, but Johnny Bairstow, I'll take you.
Yeah, so I heard about it. I watched a bit of it over the weekend.
I was listening to it on the radio. It was the best way to take in cricket, the old Test match special, and it was entertaining to say the least.
Was it?
Well, to do, I mean, I know it's not a cricket podcast.
Yeah.
But I mean, he scored the second fastest century by an Englishman, and in fact, if he'd have had a bit of a jolly up, he could have broke the record because he did it in 77 balls, and the record set in 1902 was 76. So, but then I think he smashed 136 off of 92 balls. You know, that when they come out after tea, you know, they needed 160, which is a tough ask in 35 overs, nearly 5 and over. To do it with 20 overs spare, it was almost, at one point, it was like a 20-20 game. It was like 6-4, 6-4. Fantastic. If people don't like cricket, go and check out the highlights of that game and come back to me.
Cool.
It is the summer. We should be inside.
Yeah.
You know, years ago, the cricketers, you know, Jim Standen, blimey, he won the county championship, I think, with Worcester after winning the FA Cup with West Ham. You know?
There's the Abridge cricket match on Friday. West Ham 11, an old West Ham 11, they're playing Abridge. They're reigniting an old tradition started by John Lyall. That his brother was the captain there.
Oh, right.
They always have a cricket match before the season started. And
In
they're doing it
Abridge,
again.
I take it.
Yeah.
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 Well, it was, you know, people forget. I think Bobby Moore was a good cricketer. Jeff Hurst could have played. I think Jeff Hurst had one game for Essex, actually. Didn't score any runs. I think it was 0 and 0 not out. But he did have one first-class game for Essex. Quite a few of the others, I think, were top-class cricketers as well at their time.
Yeah.
Graham Gooch,
Beautiful.
obviously, used to train with us. He was an England legend when I was a kid.
Anyway,
I
as you
met
said, it's not a
outside
cricket
Upton Park
podcast.
once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Gucci outside Upton Park once. I was talking to Ian Tompkins, Sean,
Oh yeah.
and he was there to meet Gucci to take him into the ground. And Gucci come up, and Ian introduced me to him. And I'm not one to go quiet or be lost for words, but when I looked to see it was Graham Gooch, I was like, I become a bit of a bum. And I was like, oh, you was my hero as a kid. And he was like, oh, thanks. But yeah, so any more with cricket?
No.
No. Oh,
Anyway, let's talk a little bit of news, and then we'll move on to transfers, because we don't want to say the transfers, because if we say the transfers up front, everybody will just go off, you know. So let's talk about news.
What, you think personalities can't hold their attention?
Yeah, right, well, you know, I don't know. Anyway, it's a bit of, you know, after these messages, season ticket. First news. Did you renew, Len? By the way,
You know I fucking did, because you said you did.
I know you did, but I just wanted to say for our listeners, Nigel, did you renew?
No.
That's a lie.
Well, why fucking ask?
Why ask you?
Look, it's a bit of podcast gold.
you-
We're trying to play along, guys. Come on, play nice.
I did, because it ended up being, it's a bit work related this year, so I renewed.
Yeah.
The
Well,
business
you're
partner
not
told me to.
alone. You're not alone, because 97%, considering the cost of living, considering, you know, even me, you know, filling up all my cars, bloody expensive at the pump now. Even though I've got one of them's electric car, filling up the other cars, it's costing hundreds of pounds. The cost of living, all the other pressures, and still 97% renewed their season tickets. That is amazing, absolutely amazing. I don't think it's anything to do with the boards, but that's loyalty for you. Is it because we've had two of the best seasons ever? Is it we scored a goal in every home match? What is it? Why did 97? That's beat previous records. Nigel, let's start with you. Why did 97% renew?
Yeah, I feel good factor around the club on the pitch. The way, despite there is some negativity, the fact that the way we've performed 2 seasons in the top 7's never been done back to back. You know, the European run to the semi-final, even the League Cup, knocking out Man United, knocking out Man City, getting to the quarterfinals of there as well. It's just a good time to be a West Ham fan, realistically.
Yeah.
And we'll see about next season. Who knows what'll happen?
Did it surprise you, 97%?
No, because the thing I've always said, and I've said this, Sean, going back to the days of Upton Park, is you could sack everyone in the marketing department. They could stop sending everyone these crappy emails every day. And
people would still renew. Yeah,
no,
I know.
Put a team on the pitch that we get behind.
Yeah, no, you have said that in the past.
And
that's
you
true.
will
That's
have
right.
people queuing.
Yeah.
We ain't got 60-odd thousand. We've got real waiting lists probably now. Because
Yeah, well, there's, as you know, there's another 2,500 seats. I think 1,800 of them in the new West Ham, which we'll talk about later.
Don't you think they should
there
just
was
open
about
it up Give us
15
the 66,000. Do it. Give us the 66,000. If we can sell the tickets, let us sell the tickets.
1,500, I think, didn't renew. That's not a large number. 2,500. So I think we're talking about 4,000 new season ticket holders. I know a number of people that have been contacting the list and are really pleased they got a call up. So I think they'll sell those 4,000 really easy. And let's just hope we have another good season. Anyway, as you know, I've been missing the London Stadium so much that I went to. Oh look, George has just upset. Sorry, I know that. Sorry, just George has said, "Are you having a secret podcast?" Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's upset. Lucky would have joined. Send him the link. And say, come on, join. Or message him back saying, do you want to join then? Because, you know, the more the merrier. I'm pretty sure he said he didn't want to join. Anyway, Soccer Aid. I went to Soccer Aid. I wanted to... do you know what? There's what part of me said, well, I want to see Noble play one last time. It was a Sunday. It was a nice day. But I wanted to have a bit of a nose around the stadium. You probably worked that out. And some of the tickets, the posh tickets, you know, in the lower, were like 75 quid. I mean, you could buy corporate hospitality at Soccer Aid if you wanted to be by the stage for like 300 quid. But I was a bit like Nigel. I bought a cheap seat, £10 plus a £1 booking fee for my son, and £21 including the booking fee for me. And I was in 245. But it was nice to walk around. There were 50. It was a sellout, and that surprised me because I only bought it a week before. It was a sellout, 50,000. And the reason it's only 50,000 is, if you haven't seen my pictures, and I put them on Facebook, they've taken the first 7 rows off. They've pushed the north and south stand back completely, and this was the same for the National League final. And they've taken chunks out of the West Stand and some of the East Stand. They've got steps down ready for the concerts, which is Green Day and Red Hot Chili Peppers. So there's these new steps down. And they've de-branded the whole place. So there's black carpet down. They've covered over the West Ham on the seats. Had UNICEF stickers and stuff on. But it looked very different. I'm sure you saw the pictures. But do you know what? It was crazy because there was a large family there. The bars were empty, right? You could get a drink really easy. But the food, there were queues of like 50 people. Of course, before kickoff, they ran out of food. Typical London Stadium. You know, who knew that 50,000 people would come in? They ran out of food, particularly hot dogs. Finley wanted some candy floss. I kid you not. You hate me for saying this. £9 for candy floss. £9.
£9 for fucking roasted
For sugar. It's sugar.
Fucking hell.
I know.
£9. You're fucking joking,
It's
it?
a joke.
You paid it.
Yeah, I did pay it.
Shut up.
It was the only
Well, I
place
could
without a
do a
queue.
bit of candy floss.
How can you
like
go on about the cost of living and pay £9?
I know.
For
And
candy floss?
they were selling out of candy floss. They sold out of candy floss at £9 a pop.
Oh, candy floss.
Look, it was good. Look, it was good to see Mark Noble. He was the only one, I think, that played 90 minutes. He was the only one that was match fit. And,
It was
you
a
know,
bit slow, I thought.
well, you know, it's not a proper game, is it? And it looked like when we
Sold
got
out to Mark
awarded
Wright.
penalty, he wanted to take the penalty, and they sort of said, no, celebrities take the penalty, and Mark Wright took it. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I was
but
going,
see, hold
who's
up,
Chunks?
right.
Who's H? I was going to Finley all the time. Who are these people?
That's what you do every Saturday.
Yeah,
Mark
I know.
Wright, though, played for Crawley, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he's all right.
No, but
he
he
was a
played
fool
for
for the
Crawley.
first goal.
Was it last season?
Yeah.
Did he not play last season for Crawley? So he's not a celeb, was he? He was like pro.
He was.
Yeah, it's
he
his
was
fault
close.
they lost.
Yeah, I know. Too.
Redknapp out.
How desperate you got to be to switch that?
But you
on
know
in the
what?
second
Here's the
half.
funny thing,
Marvelous.
right? I'll tell you a secret. I didn't stay to the end.
Oh, Hugh's on the phone.
It is actually, but I've come out of retirement to do a story tonight.
Oh,
I'm only semi-retired now. Is my official line.
Oh.
Anyway,
just a semi, Sean.
so the first 45 minutes ends. You know, 1-1, 2 penalties, a bit of a laugh. You know, and we're having a Mexican waves, which I know you love, and there was these blowing bazookas or whatever, and all the stuff that you would only get at a soccer aid that you wouldn't get at normal football game. Oh, and you could drink beer in the stand, right? You can watch football at soccer aid and drink beer in the stand, but if it's a competitive Premier League game, you can't drink beer in the stand. What's that all about?
So what they're saying, it wasn't really football. That's what they're saying. You got to look at the other way around. Reverse
well, it's
engineered.
Not football. But anyway, get to this, because I know this is Sam likes Robbie Williams, so it was a bit naff. It gets to half time, you think, all right, well, Robbie Williams. So they got us to sing Angels, right? Which was just awkward, right? Because no one really sang it, and everybody's got their lights up. And then they started bringing on a stage, right? And anyway, 20 minutes later, they've set up the stage, and then they ask us to sing Angels again. Anyway, 35 minutes later into half time, Robbie Williams.
What are pissed up women like?
Yeah, Robbie Williams turns up in this weird suit, sings Angels, sounded crap on the PA system, absolutely awful. No wonder they've got a tender out for £1 million to replace it. It just, one, I think Robbie's seen his best days, and secondly, it just sounded awful on the PA system. You imagine it just didn't sound right. Why they went to the expense of putting that stage on there? But then, of course, it's another 20 minutes to get the stage off and the game start. So I kid you not, it's 45 minutes of half time before the second half kicks off. Well, me and Finley just watched the second half kick off. We thought we'd watch it on the TV on the way back. So literally, we waited till Robbie finished, and we weren't alone on this. The second half kicked off, and we were in the lower tier by then, just looking a bit of it. Took a few last pictures and pissed off and watched the rest on ITV on the Jubilee line on the way home. Good Wi-Fi, better than the bloody London Stadium, I can tell you that.
You didn't like it then?
It was all right.
That's what you took forever to tell us.
Yeah, it was all right, and if nothing else, I had a little nose around. Now, what they're doing at the moment is it's moving to Monster Jam. Are you going to Monster Jam over you two?
Nah.
Which, you know what? We're meeting on Saturday. We could have gone on to Monster Jam forever, that secret location where we're meeting up in E14. And we could have gone on.
Put money in their pocket.
So Monster Jam.
Leave the fucking spoons to go to the fucking West Ham. Oh, so, should Coco.
What I found out, Monster Jam, I did a bit of research. Obviously, I did an article because I've retired. This week, so obviously they had the national final in the Soccer Aid. They're dumping 7.5 tons of dirt on that pitch. I mean, so obviously they put that plastic down first. 7.5 tons. It's like massive of plywood and plastic, and they build this great big mounds for monster trucks. I don't know. Some of you may know what Monster Jam is, but how is that pitch going to survive after that? And then this Saturday, it's Monster Jam. Then they scoop all that 7,500 tons of earth up, and all the plywood and the plastic and everything, and then it's got to be made into a concert for the next 2 weeks. I think the last game from memory is the last concert is the 26th of June. So what are we at the moment? That's only like 10, 12 days away. And then they've got to build the new West Stand. Now, I said this to Nigel, and I don't think I said it on the last podcast, but my understanding is the Betway Cup, you haven't heard anything about the Betway Cup, and I doubt there is going to be I might be wrong, I haven't got this officially, there might not be a Betway Cup.
Fucking one cup we're out of.
I'm sure that we're probably obliged to have a Betway Cup, but I think it might be in France.
The Betway Cup?
Yeah, we're in Evian, so maybe like we did one in Germany, we might do it in Evian.
Nice drop of water.
Or maybe
I've actually been to Evian. It's very nice.
Yeah, or maybe it's in Scotland, in St Andrews. Who knows? But the West Stand, right? So it is a little bit. As I came out of retirement, I wrote a story a few weeks ago and said, you know, the stand is not. Most people are not going to be closer to the pitch. And then last week I wrote a story saying, well, some people are going to be close to the pitch. And Hammers News have repeated this, going, you know, insider backtracks. I mean, like, this is a story, right? But obviously it is. They've written 2 stories. So yesterday I wrote another story after our friend Stell, who's out in Torremolinos, on the beach. I spoke to him. 27 degrees, nice one, Stel. Pointed out that I was being disingenuous with the story. So I decided to print, I don't know if you've seen it, Nigel, a blueprint of the old stand versus the new stands. And there's no arguments. I don't know why people haven't done this like Hammers News. So it is true that some people will be close to the pitch. How many, Nigel?
22.
22. It is. If you zoom in, it's 22 people either side of the dugout, 11 each side, will be close to the pitch. So it is correct to say some people will be close to the pitch. Most people will be further away, because if you look at the two sides and look where the yellow current stand is and the new black stand, then people are going to move side. Now, the second thing, they are going to reduce the gap, right, in between the stands. That is sort of true. At the sides, the gap is going to shrink, right, because it's going to get longer, right, or wider, whichever you want to call it. But in the middle, the gap in the middle of the west stand, it stays exactly the same. So it is a little bit of marketing to say that they bring in supporters close to the pitch. Yes, 22 they are. To say that they're reducing the gap, yes, but only at the wings. But also, you've got to remember there's 1,800 new seats in this West Stand, right? They are shunting people. In the middle is a new £1,500 1966 seats. And they're pushing people to the sides for the cheaper seats. If you haven't read it, the story, I'll put the diagram on this Facebook group, and you can see for yourself. You know, there's no mystery. Hammers News. You don't need to write another story, right? Get people to look for themselves. There is one other piece of info I've been given on this. I don't know when it will be ready, but from the end of June, they've got obviously to August to get it ready, and that is. I've been told that West Ham are actually contributing. It costs $11.5 million, as you may know, to replace the north and south lower stands. It's costing $14.5 million to replace the west stand. I've been told by Club Insider that West Ham are contributing £10 million in two £5 million tranches. They paid $5 million last year. They're going to pay $5 million this year. That's what I've been told. It was part of a deal. I don't know what they get from that. Who knows? And there's one other bit of information for the first game of the season. Now, again, this is just putting two together. But I have seen that the Olympic Park, Queen Elizabeth Park, is having a celebration. Because you may or might not know that when we get to July, it is the 10-year anniversary. I was there on the opening of the Olympic Stadium, as it was then. And they've got a celebration that goes up to the 8th of August. Now, it doesn't say what the celebration is, but they've got celebrations in the stadium and the park, etc.
Well, it's the 10th anniversary, isn't it?
It's a 10th anniversary. So does that mean, is that a little hint that our first game is away?
Ah.
Is it? Because they're still running their celebrations for Olympics up to the 8th of August. That's supposed to be the first game of the year, because it starts early this year. Anyway.
Maybe the football's part of the celebration.
Maybe.
It's the pièce de résistance.
The players come back on, because of the new start of the season, the players come back on the 27th of June. Not long to go till they report back. They do all their normal blood tests and their bleep tests and all this lot. And after that, they're going to, I don't know exact dates, but they fly to St Andrews. They do their usual St Andrews in Scotland. And then they do their, they're then going to Evian. The Booches have never been so busy. The reason I'm hesitating a bit is the Booches are going backwards and forwards going, what are they doing? How come they're recording a podcast without telling us? And John's not on Facebook.
You've made it awkward for Saturday, ain't you?
No, he'd be fine, right?
Fucking hell.
Not on it, yeah. I'm going to put it on silent. I don't want to see what they're... Anyway, obviously, people on international duty won't come back straight away. So Rice and Bowen they're contracted to have 4 weeks. So I don't know how much holiday they got in before international duty, but you'd think only 2 weeks. So When does international duty finish? Is it tomorrow? Anyone know? Nigel?
Today's the last game.
Last game.
For
So
England.
one would think they'd be released tomorrow, would they?
I would imagine so, yeah.
So what would that be? What are we on at the moment? So they could maybe come back a week later. We're playing. It's been announced. We're playing. I did say we'd keep it local. Ipswich, Boreham Wood, Reading, Luton Town are the ones that have been announced so far. I would imagine they're going to do some in Evian, and maybe a match in St Andrews. Who did they play last time they were in Scotland?
Who did they play last time?
Yeah, didn't they have a friendly?
I know they were training up there, weren't they? Oh,
didn't
Dundee.
Dundee, that's it. Well done. Yeah, Dundee.
Thank you very much.
So, I don't know. Maybe they've got some to announce. But I've heard Moyes wants to keep it local. He doesn't want to travel.
In Scotland?
Well, he wants to. Yeah, he doesn't want to go abroad. He's turned down lucrative contracts, etc. Last bit, shareholders. I've already got his name wrong. Daniel Kretinsky. He got a dividend from. So his wealth has gone down because the share of Royal Mail has tanked, right? And he's lost a lot. But he got a dividend bonus last week of £30 million. £30 million from a dividend payment for the 10% shares. It was a £300 million dividend. He got 30 million. And I know the shareholder meetings, if you remember, hold
up, dividend from what?
From who?
From owning the shares. The profit that was
West
made.
Ham shares or
no,
Post
from
Office?
sorry, I should have said Sainsbury's.
Yeah, really?
Sainsbury's. He owns 10%.
Fucking hell, Sean. This ain't a fucking Sainsbury's podcast.
He earned. Yeah, but it's interesting that he's got that 30 million. Maybe he can throw it our way. What I've been told is they're meeting on the 1st of July. The board. They've got a series of meetings. Remember, part of the new ownership of Sullivan with 38% and Daniel with 27 and Gold with 25 and 8% with Trip Smith and the rest with Daniel Harris and Terry Brown, is that the business strategy gets agreed on the 1st of July, and that any amount has to go back. Anything over $1 million deviation from that has to go back to the board, and any purchase over 2 million also has to go to the board. It's my understanding that they've got a series of meetings, probably virtual, that will discuss investment opportunities starting from the 1st of July. Why they didn't meet before that, maybe they're all on holiday, I don't know. But I expect things to start moving soon. And I did do a little article, because I know Nigel loves this, on the 2023 takeover. And, people believe there's a foregone conclusion that when we get to March 2023, they just sell out. And look, I asked some people who know people, and they said, look, Gold is 85 years old, right? And he's got about 500 million, right, of investment. Sullivan is 74, I think, and worth 1.1 billion. What are they going to do by selling the shares? What are they going to do with their lives? What are they going to reinvest that money on? And it's a question that needs to be answered. And what I understand is their point of view is they only want to sell the club, a controlling interest in the club, for someone who can take it further, right? They don't want to do a Birmingham where they sold it to a Chinese man. I think, or was he Hong Kong? I don't know. And obviously he ended up in prison, and Birmingham now is in a bit of trouble. They want to hand over their stewardship to someone who can take the club further than they can. Now, on paper, Daniel has 3 billion, as was announced in the Sunday Times rich list. But he's got to show that he can put the money where his mouth is. He's got to show he's going to invest money in transfers or give loans. And this summer will be an interesting one on how far he's prepared to fund West Ham. If you look at Sparta Prague, which he owns 50% and he's the president, he took over in 2004. And if you ask their local fans, he's failed to overinvest in that club to make it go next level. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Is he just an investor, or is he our next owner that can take the club to the next level? I don't know the answer. I'm not sure either of you two. And that is the news. You can come back now, Nigel.
All right. I don't think he's the answer long term, frankly, myself.
He's rich, but I just think he sees it as an investment, like he owns
I think
20% of Royal Mail and 10%.
No, but it ain't that. I think the thing is, he only owns 40% of Sparta. So wouldn't he have? If he'd have done anything in football first, I thought he would have done it there. So, and the funny thing is the more money he spends at West Ham, the more disliked he'll be at Sparta for not spending it with them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it seems a bit of a strange situation, unless we tie up a deal with Sparta and they sort of become like a feeder club to us. But it don't look like that is in the pipeline or anything. So I don't know. I'm like ambivalent now to the ownership of the club.
Yeah.
The thing is that I listen and I see all these Americans trying to buy into English football clubs lower down, state ownership of British Premier League teams now, as well as like the fabulously wealthy people. For me, it's not about the Premier League. Yeah, obviously I want to be in it, and I want West Ham to do well, but I don't set my hat on being a top 4 team. Not bothered. Yeah. Really, and that's the thing. And I don't get how people can think. If you throw in the likes of Newcastle now, so we finished 7th. So many people have complained about finishing 7th. But when you look at it, we were the best team outside of the so-called top 6, who financially are far and above us, anything. So to do that, I think to finish 7th spot, that's an achievement. And it's not a great achievement. And we did better last season, and strangely enough, if we'd have won the last game of the season, we'd have done better this season. But it's still an achievement. It's not a level playing field, the Premier League. It's competition-wise, it probably is the most competitive league in Europe. That's because when you look at the French league, the German league, the Spanish league, you got 3 teams in Spain, 1 team in France, 2 at a push in Germany, even though the same team's won it for 10 years. Maybe 1. If you look at the ownership structure of Premier League teams, I'm not going to go down the road of saying I like what I've got, but I'll just sit by and wait for them to die.
That's really a mean thing to say.
Well, no, it ain't. I'm not saying I want them to die, because nature will do it for me. What I'm saying is I ain't going to sit here and,
Gold may go on to be like the Queen. He might reach 100.
Yeah, I love that bit with you.
Anyway, talking of that, in your best voice,
dip him in wax.
In your best voice, could you do a Sullivan transfer roundup?
Is there any, I don't keep up with transfer news.
No. But if you know, could you introduce the transfer roundup, which I'm going to do?
Have we not had the transfer roundup?
No.
Oh.
Tell it what I'm in for, Sean. Remember to boost up the money, make me sound like a big man.
Well, actually, funny. Thank you for that, then. Funny enough, Mr. Sullivan's been away. His young lady's been posting on Instagram about him being on a Jet2 holiday. So, the rumour is that it's Newman and Moyes doing the work. Look, it should be no secret we're about to close on our first transfer. I mean, obviously, Oggy and both Fabianski got new 12-month deals, and they were done some time ago. But Elgard, how do you pronounce his name? The Rennes centre-back, left-sided centre-back. Agard.
Well, you'll pronounce it anyway, because you're like fucking verbally dyslexic.
So he... look, it's no secret. It's close. It's been close for weeks. But my senior source says it is close. Obviously, it's never done until we signed on the dotted line, and as we speak, record tonight, it's not done. I think there is agreement with the French club, Rennes, that we've come to an agreement. I've been told that is 35 million euros, which is 30 million quid. I know Sky is saying 20 million quid. Why does sometimes it differ? Well, often depends on which side you are.
Well, we know what side you're bred buttered
Well,
on.
Rennes may say, well, we're receiving 20 million quid. Other sides may say, well, it's 30 million quid with the agent fee and add-ons and everything else. You've got to look at what your investment is. So one side will downplay it, one side will upplay it. So,
Outplay, Sean.
yeah, well, I think it's £30 million with add-ons and an agent fee. I don't know what the add-ons are, whether it's 25 up front and 5 million of add-ons, or the agent gets 2 million. Who knows? But it's a £30 million investment, which will be the marquee signing of the summer, and that might disappoint some people.
Yeah, damn fucking right it does.
It does mean that I've been told this evening that Diop will be surplus for requirement, and could be sold if an offer comes in. I'm a bit disappointed in that. I thought Diop was still a young kid, and well, not a young kid, but young man, and could make it. But maybe it's not to be. As it stands, Declan Rice is not for sale. Gerard Bowen is not for sale. Doesn't matter how many stories there are, they're not for sale. No official inquiries have come in. No official bids or offers are coming in. So, you can say what you want, and there could be stories all day long. But I don't think either of them are going anywhere this summer. We've spoken about both. Thomas Souček is available at a price. If we can get £35 million for Thomas Souček, he's not signed a new contract. He wants, I think, somewhere around 95 grand a week, as I said previously. He's on about 50. He's not earning anywhere close to people like Vlasic. Vlasic, they would like to go out on loan or permanent. They would like to cut their losses, but a loan would be acceptable, and I think he's being lined up for that. Areola, I've been told by someone in the know, don't believe the hype. Newcastle have got no interest in him whatsoever. Fulham couldn't afford him, and therefore it's complete paper talk and agent talk that they're coming in at the last minute. Look, we all know he's on 125 grand a week with PSG. We were only paying 25 of that. Obviously, we're going to have to pay a lot more. My understanding is we will most likely reach agreement around the 85 mark. And good luck to him. If that's his job is to get the best deal we can. I've been told by multiple people, Jesse Lingard will not come to us. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I've been told he doesn't want to come to us. I've been told David Moyes really likes him and really wants him.
You've been told he does want to come to us.
Doesn't want to come to us.
Okay.
I've been told he doesn't want to come to us.
I'm pretty sure I don't need to be told.
Well, I thought he would. It surprised me.
This is the problem with transfer rumours. It's only in the negative. He doesn't want to come because we just forever getting linked with him because we had a good.
Yeah, well, he gets it, and who knows?
That's a brave statement. Whoever said that, Sean. And I'll tell you why. Let's weigh his options up. Yeah, if he wants to play for a big club. Yeah, he's left Man United, who were on the slide, and he did not very well there. So he ain't going to play for Man City, he ain't going to play for Liverpool, he ain't going to play for Chelsea. Yeah, I can't see Tottenham going in for him. Arsenal, I could possibly see him.
I see him going abroad. I really do.
Newcastle or us.
I don't see him going to Newcastle.
I thought he would have been near his family and shit.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe he's going to Oldham.
I don't see. Look, I've been told by 3 people now, and they're all saying the same thing. His dad is his agent, and his brother. I just don't, I know Moyes really likes him. I've been told that. He really, and look, one of the frustration I've been told is, Moyes, we know he's going for targets. We just can't land. Ollie Watkins is not going to come to us. Jesse Lingard's not going to come to us. Ward-Prowse is not going to come to us. Why are we wasting time
this is
on those kind of targets?
Hold on. Right, but and this opens up sort of a little separate debate there, in that the people that maybe speak hypothetically to say, why are we going for these targets? These ain't our targets.
Yeah.
When actually, when I look at it, they're the type of players I would expect West Ham to be going for. James Ward-Prowse plays for Southampton. No disrespect, we are a bigger club than Southampton. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if James Ward-Prowse, I can't see him getting into a top 6 club. I can't see it. So actually, therefore, we are a good place fit for him. If he wanted to leave Southampton, his loyalty to Southampton maybe as such, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, it's always worth asking the question.
Yeah, maybe.
So, and this is the thing. We're fishing in a very small pond, aren't we?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other fishermen around the bank. So it's very difficult. So you have to sort of throw your line out a bit and see what comes back, innit? You never know. You never know what might happen. So it's hard to sit there and go, oh, these are players that we got no chance to come in. You don't know unless you ask, do you? You know?
No, you don't. I think just people are getting nervous. You know, time's moving on. The board's only meeting now. And why have we not signed him?
Do you know, this is a big fuss about nothing. Market's just opened. I know, and I understand people must have been scouted and looked at. There's a list of players. We know there is, but it doesn't help anyone.
Well, I've just seen on Twitter someone moaning that we didn't sign. Who's the Liverpool player? Nunes.
Yeah.
That we'd not signed him, or the other one that Liverpool signed, Diaz.
Yeah.
Literally moaning, we didn't sign them. The club ain't good enough. And I just want to look and think, what freaking time zone do you live in? I don't get it. I don't get
Nunes and Diaz.
Yeah, and literally they're sort of doing their nut because we didn't sign them. The Basuma one is a bit strange. I don't know. Was we in for Basuma?
What's that, musical instrument?
Well, Basuma, he's the Brighton kid, yeah?
Yeah.
Who's on police bail?
He is, yeah.
Under investigation of sexually assaulting a lady, allegedly.
Yeah. Well, Tottenham.
It sounds like one
so
for us.
I was told he was offered to West Ham, but not this summer, some time ago, and we turned him down.
Oh, right.
I know he's now being linked with Liverpool, but I find that a bit difficult to believe. While he's on police bail, facing a case of sexual assault, innocent till proven guilty and everything, why would we sign him? Sorry, why would Liverpool sign him?
Well, it ain't Liverpool, it's Tottenham.
Oh, Tottenham then. Why would Tottenham sign him?
I don't know. Well, and the funny thing is, and this is where I don't want to keep popping people on Twitter, but I see a lot of people on Twitter where they sort of, any rumour regarding other clubs, they instantly believe. So if Tottenham is rumoured to be buying this Basuma, we have Moyes, they believe that we got offered to him. They probably read it on some Tim Pot site somewhere, Sean. And that we got offered him and whatever, and they believe that. And
I believe it. I mean, I know the source, a very, very good source.
Right, but then I'll throw that back to
in the agent world.
Did you lot put the story out as well?
What story?
About Basuma being offered to Moyes.
Yeah.
Right. What benefit is that?
It's look,
where is the benefit?
It's not my story, and it would be wrong for me to comment.
Right.
Anyway, look.
It wouldn't be wrong for you to comment. You got an opinion. Where is the benefit?
No, there wasn't a
of
benefit.
That story?
There wasn't.
Do
There
you
wasn't
see
a
what I'm
benefit.
saying here?
Yeah.
And this is the problem I have.
But you know what? It's we talked about this before. It's a business. It's there to bring good and bad news, and not just. It's not good news. It is not. It's sometimes it's bad news, sometimes it's good news.
That's not news.
It's
All right.
fucking dog
That
shit.
can only be negative. Can you not see what I'm saying? That can only be viewed negative.
But you see, when you
view that.
information is traded, right? Information is power. If you get
knowledge
something,
is power.
Knowledge
information
is power.
ain't.
All right,
Information ain't power.
Information is traded, right? And if you got told something and you're looking for exclusives because there's so many reports and everybody churns and everything, right? You use that information. What are you going to do? If you're a journalist, you sit on it and just go, yeah, I'm not going to write that because that doesn't play well. Everybody wants to know everything, right? Nowadays, we live in a world where
I don't want to know.
it's a
everything.
West Ham
Sean.
news story that we were offered a player which we turned down that turned out to be in the end, a very good player, regardless of.
At Liverpool, yeah. So we just went through that with Haller. He
Yeah.
wasn't a good player for us. Good player for
Anyway,
Ajax.
not my story. I'm semi-retired. On the transfer front, look, I don't know about anything else. I do hear that.
What about Dennis and Sarr?
Well, Dennis and Sarr are interesting. I was about to say that Dennis and Sarr
Sorry, thunder.
are interesting players because
They
obviously
sound like a firm of lawyers.
they're in a relegated club, and I hear they're kind of players Moyes wants, and I'm sure you're raising it because I messaged you on this, because they're not traditional strikers. They play anywhere along the front, right wing, I think one of them, and therefore that's the kind of thing he wants. He wants the players that can play along, flexibility that can play alongside Antonio, rather than replace Antonio. But that's all I know, and I wish I knew more. I've been told by one senior source they've got every confidence that Moyes will do his business. I've been told by another senior source that they're not as confident, they're frustrated. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe Moyes is keeping all of his transfers, except the two we know about, up his arm, and he's going to surprise us.
I thought you just say something else.
Or maybe we're in complete and utter shit, right? I don't know which one. Fair play, There's
Up his arm.
there are so many stories, and I could repeat them, but I know nothing about them, and I'm not just going to repeat stories and do a cut and paste on a podcast. But I will say is the place to go for your transfer regurgitated rubbish is 6'2", because you've got a new transfer centre. Nicely.
Oh, not you too,
Nigel, promote your transfer centre.
Well, yes.
It's nice. He's done a good job.
It's nice.
No.
Go in. It's nice.
It's nice.
It does transfers. It just gives the people the news.
Well done, Andy.
It don't
One
spin
out.
it. Yeah, it's all
good
Andy's work.
Yeah.
I think it's a good addition to the site. Andy mans it, and
I did say to Nigel the other day. I said, "Why'd you have a pop at me?" On Twitter, he went, "I never had a pop at you." I said, "Yes, you did on your 6'2". He went, "I don't always run that."
No,
I
can't.
What did you say? What did you say about Nigel? Did you mention his wife, Sean?
No, he had a pop at me.
Oh, sorry. What did you say about Sean, Nigel?
I didn't say anything because it was someone.
What
else.
did 6'2"
I don't know.
say about you?
I don't
can't
know.
I see.
I can't remember.
He had a little moan out, and I went,
Yeah.
It's not. Look, 6'2".
You're just as bad as each other.
It's a team. Yeah, it's a team effort.
It's a team.
We've got. Anybody that wants to join the team is welcome. To be honest.
So you could get someone there on there specifically to slag Sean off for
Yeah.
you, and not get the blame.
Actually.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, but I do it for my own account and other people apparently.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to do.
actually realising.
No more transfer news. Go to 6'2". Listen to all the transfer. They even link Clarendon Hugh. There you go.
Yeah, but did you see what they call Clarendon Hugh?
What? Clarendon's View?
No, you didn't see. You didn't. Oh no,
Cla-
you would.
oh no, I have heard this. Uh,
I think it's listed at the moment as Sullivan and Hugh.
Ah,
very funny.
Well, I did actually. The funny thing is, when Andy set it up and he sent it to me, and I had a look at it, and I did go back to him and go, yeah, not sure about having them on there. And then I thought, do you know what? That's a bit petty of me.
Yeah, it is.
So I thought, no.
Well,
If you're going to have transfer tabbing, and you know, at the end of the day, it's just a conduit for you to have a look. I like all the videos of the players that he's put on there.
yeah, it's
Oh,
nice.
right.
It's nice.
It's
nice.
It's
actually,
nice.
He's done it. We don't go and pretend we're in the know. We just
You just do like little scouting reports and links to them.
yeah. So Stell does stuff.
Oh, that's
on
all right.
there. There's a countdown clock that tells you.
Oh,
When the
no,
window
Still
shuts.
fucking goes fucking on and on about transfers.
Yeah, well, I mean, so if you want to watch his videos, they're all on there. So it's like a conduit, more like. It's almost like
Like
a
a
Google
compendium,
for West Ham
like a-
transfers. Yeah,
Oh, fine.
that's what it is. It's just a centralised
Well,
thing.
I'll
You
give
might
you
have like a little bit of a break.
I'll give you a late bit of transfer news about Stell.
Yeah, go on.
He made a late transfer bid for my son to work for him on
Oh,
a
did he?
youth podcast he wants to launch.
All right.
What about
Stell's
West
getting a
Ham?
bit busy, actually.
Yeah, he's got another
Yeah.
youngster
If you're
in
listening,
mind
Stell,
too.
just do what you fucking
And
do.
he's made a bid now. Obviously, I'm Finney's agent, and you know
good.
we're not sure the
'Cause
transfer.
we
will
need
go
more
through.
West Ham YouTube channels.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. With
Yeah,
two
I've seen
15-year-olds
at
not
least
talking.
Another 3. Yeah, I've
So
seen at
this
least
would be a
another.
youth one of two 15-year-olds not talking about
Well,
stuff.
who's the
I mean,
other
that would-
15-year-old then?
I don't know. Alf's son, I think he said.
Oh, right.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
we could
do you
we
know
could have
what?
Paul
Look,
Walker's son,
we could have-
who where every time we meet him, he says nothing. He just Paul goes, "You can talk." Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of places that just feel the need to push content out.
Content on. Not me. I'm semi-retired. Talking of
Oh,
that,
fuck
one
off.
thing I missed from the London Stadium, and I want to thank you because on this podcast, right, we were talking about electricity costs of the London Stadium.
Yeah, I can't believe you've done this.
And what did you say to me?
FOI.
You should put in a freedom of information. I said, I
Yeah.
will. So they replied.
That was tongue in cheek.
Was it? You've got to say that. Because I wrote to the London Stadium and asked them for their electricity bills for the last 2 years. Why did you not tell me it was tongue in cheek? Anyway, now I've done it. I'm going to have to give you the stats. Electricity costs have gone up by 50% in the last 12 months. The London Stadium have confirmed. The stadium owners paid £1.3 million for electricity.
They want to
Last
turn
year.
the lights off
Yeah.
a bit earlier. Then.
This year, it's nearly £2 million, £1.938 million, right? 49% increase. Now, I bet you're asking, how many kilowatt hours did they consume? Well, I can tell you, Nigel, 9.7 kilowatt hours in 2020, 2021. I guess the pandemic helped with that. And they're up to 12.1 million kilowatt hours. If you've seen a picture, right, at night, and I did a picture on my article, if you go over, they've got the grow lights on and all the lights on. So no wonder they consume an extra 25%. That's an amazing amount.
Maybe they grow dope in there.
So then I asked them, you know, how much does West Ham pay? And what do you think their answer was?
Nothing.
They went, they do not pay any electricity, but they pay for, and they say, they pay for the offices, the retail areas, the directors' lounge, the players' lounge, and the manager suite. So they said in 2020 to 21 they paid £46,000 in electricity and gas and heating, and this year, to date, they've paid 50 grand. There you go. £2 million bill. West Ham pay 50 grand of it. Thank
pay
you.
a share, Sean.
Thank you for reminding me to put in the freedom information. And next time when you're joking, you need to tell me it was a joke.
Oh, well, it's bored the life out of people for 10 minutes.
There you go. Is there any other news items we want to cover before we go to question time?
News. Got any news?
Or
Lee?
anything you want to ask me?
Free postage and packing for UK from caningtownlend.com. Father's Day.
Oh, nice. Still time?
Of course, up until Father's Day.
Well, you
Up
can't send it
until
out on Father's Day, can you?
No, but not everyone that takes advantage of the postage and packing is going to be a Father's Day gift. Because I've been
got you.
pushing Father's Day for a few weeks, so I think most of them have got it now.
Any film
But if
news?
you like-
Any film news?
Nothing I want to share, but
Okay,
yes.
fine, good. All right, maybe next time later in the
Yeah.
summer. Are we ready for this? Yeah. Facebook, Twitter question time, where you, the 8 or 9 listeners, get to ask Nigel and Len questions that they set earlier today. Nigel.
Impromptu pub tonight with Len Shaw and myself getting quick. Anyway, that's what I said.
How many got in quick?
I don't know actually. Not many, Benny.
No, I shouldn't think so.
No.
They weren't expecting
Better
it.
things to do in the summer.
Did the Booches put in a question?
They're probably,
Why are you recording without us?
Well, they're probably watching England getting beat by Hungary at the moment.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
So all comments. Right, here we go. So let's go. First up, it's old Appy Chops himself, Miriam.
Oh,
Evening,
God.
gents. Williams, the Wizard of Herefordshire. How stupid was that bird to land by the stooge, who no doubt promptly looked for a recipe which contained woodpecker and ended up finding one for pork insider? Oh, that's your picture of the woodpecker.
Well, you know what? I was going to cricket on Sunday. My son was playing cricket at St John's School, and which is local. And on our way, because the school's very close to where I live, this woodpecker landed next to me, but I didn't know what it was. So I sent a message out to Twitchers and said, "What is this?" And loads of people answered. It's a great spotted. Great. Did you know it was you didn't say it was a great. Someone had a joke and said it was a pigeon and then said it was a Cockney sparrow. What did you say it was?
Woody woodpecker.
Yeah, but it's greatest spotted woodpecker. I've not seen a woodpecker before.
Oh, I'll get them in my garden.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Not me. There you go. A little bit of. It's not bird podcast though.
Ornithology, we called it. Sean.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Well done.
You're welcome.
Didn't know you were a Twitcher.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Don't know a lot, do you?
No.
Well, we've proved that over the years. Did the stooge, says Miriam, see my new seat when he went to Soccer Aid? Not been built yet, mate. So
No, I don't know where he's moved to. No, it hasn't been
that's a good
built.
point.
Hasn't been built.
I don't know how he got on with moving. The club weren't really playing ball. You know, I've seen it said more than once about you can't move down a band.
I've told you that.
I managed it.
I know you did, but you're special. I've told you the policy is, and I told you at the time that you can't move down a band.
That's wrong, isn't it?
It's
That's
not right.
So, anyway, he said, how many players do you think we'll be linked with but will end up being too expensive? He's going for 20.
50.
I think about 18. And next week he's off to Glastonbury. So he's got a music question for me. Should I go see Paul McCartney and find someone young and hip? I think you should go see Paul McCartney. Because for two things. One, he's 80. And though I haven't seen the Rolling Stones a couple of years ago, and it was a bit, I'm standing there watching Mick Jagger prance about, and I'm thinking, you're a bit old to be doing that. McCartney will just be a bit more respectful to stand there, not dance, sing a couple of his classics, and at the end of the day, he'll be dead in 20 years, where someone young and it won't be, so you can see them in 20 years' time.
Is Pink Floyd playing?
Don't start. I knew you were going there.
No,
That's
not
terrible.
You don't want me to sing Pink Floyd again?
Don't ever
Is
sing
that ruin that
again.
song?
What did he sing in Pink Floyd?
He
Well,
sang
their songs are
comfortably
shit
numb, but he
anyway,
kind of
so
spoke it through.
there's no Pink Floyd.
When we
songs that
first
he
came
can
on
do.
air, he said, "Is anybody out there?" and so I stung comfortably numb back to him.
Oh, well.
And he went, "Don't ever sing that again. You've spoiled Pink Floyd for the rest of my life."
Yeah. The Colonel, Richard Kemp, has asked, does the gang enjoy the cricket? He says,
Yeah.
I know it's not a cricket podcast, but a great performance from England today.
Yeah, no, I was. I watched a bit of it, not today, but I watched it on Sunday.
Yeah, what bit did you watch, Sean?
Root getting.
Root. Oh, well, what did he get, Sean?
He got a 50, and who was his
Did he?
partner? He got a 100 century. That's when I was
Oh.
watching.
Oh, right.
What's his
Okay.
name? What was his Who was his partner at the time?
Well, there was a few, but I mean...
Who got the century?
Well, I think Root got 170. Sure.
Yeah, and who was one of his partners?
Was it Folkes, was it? Oh.
No, it wasn't Fox.
Stokes smashed a 50.
Yeah, well, it was. I can't remember, but I don't. I do watch a bit of cricket now and then before I get bored. But I watched about, I don't know, 40 minutes in between events, cricket and Soccer Aid, and it was good. It was very exciting. I think at the time we were chasing 320 something for New Zealand.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Don't do a cricket podcast, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, no. Well, did I tell you I'm trying to learn? Because I got my son plays. My son plays for his secondary school, and he plays for the local town, Leatherhead Cricket Club, and I'm the under-15s, and obviously they always want help. So I'm trying to learn how to score and how to umpire. It's bloody complicated.
Oh,
Scoring, I think I've got. Right, I'm just got down to scoring. I use play cricket to do the scoring, but umpiring seems really difficult. There's a lot of pressure.
At least you're away from the buffet in the pavilion, Sean.
Well, yeah. Sometimes I have to provide the half-time refreshments. We take it in turns. Yeah. Even in under-15s, there's a certain etiquette about tea time and everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
like
you
a
lot
bit
had
of
the
cake, didn't
poshest
they?
street party I'd seen as well.
Well, we like to
Not even
try.
a street. Where do you live? It didn't even look like a
Well,
street.
we've got a square with a grass area, so we put up obviously marquees and.
Well, no Albert Square, was it?
No, it's a private estate, obviously, but
Oh.
it's. I mean, it's not
Was that
gated
where you was
or
last
anything.
night?
No, I was somewhere else last night.
Oh, right.
Yeah, in Weybridge, which is it's quite nice.
Yeah, I bet. I googled where it was. It was like, you're not allowed in, Nige. That's what Google said.
Well, they do.
Check out.
Interesting you say that, because St George's Hill does have a number recognition. They don't really let tradespeople into that estate, to be honest.
No.
Your number has to be registered before you can go on the estate. Yeah, so you've got to register your guest to go on the estate. Cliff Richard lives there, or used to live there.
Cliff
Oh,
Richard
right.
used to live near me.
Did he?
Well, before he was Cliff Richard, obviously when he was Harry Webb. Council estate. So don't remember you.
Oh,
I
well,
thought
yeah.
he was
Remember
from
that.
Kent.
No, he's from Chesham.
Oh, was he? Oh, right. Okay. Hey up, gentlemen, says AI Sean. Tis the pod in honour of England's dismal performance tonight. When is Mexican Wave Whetstone off on his holidays?
I'm off to Mexico in July. Yeah,
Oh.
my first holiday. So
I did chuckle at my poll. Sean was more unpopular than Boris Johnson. Who'd have thought that?
I did vote in his poll, actually. I did
Oh, right.
vote.
What for you?
Yeah, yeah.
He then says he loves the transfer centre on 6foot2.co.uk. Lots of great content, even though it's the off season. Today I educated people about why Hungary is the birth of the West Ham way. Did you read it, Sean?
Sorry, my son started talking to me in the middle of that.
Right.
So I've got a new electric bike, and we're just bleeding the brakes at the moment. So, can you repeat that?
Why is Hungary the birth of the West Ham way?
It's a really good question. I've got no idea what the answer is.
There you go.
Do you know
you
that
can
one,
find
Sean?
out on 6foot2.co.uk.
There you go. I will do.
He has got a question. Is the Nations League a waste of time given the early state and mid-season break for the World Cup? Brady out.
Brady out.
I think we sort of covered that.
I remember the World Cup's only in the winter this year, wasn't it? Well, it's come round now. It seemed like a long time way.
I thought the Nations Cup was supposed to fill in the odd years that when there weren't a World Cup but obviously because they played the Euros of 2020 a year late, I don't know if this is like an overhang. Do you not think they played too much football?
Yeah, they do. They're not going to have any more with the bloody November World Cup and everything.
Yeah, I just think that there's too much football played at the moment, and I think the governance of football is worse position than it's ever been.
Guys, talk amongst yourself. I've just had a source call me. In case there's some breaking news, let me call him back in case there's a bit of source. So I'm just going to go on mute. You talk amongst yourselves, yeah?
All right. No worries. He's got in the fucking fridge, isn't he?
Oh, dear.
Some fucking sauce. Yeah, ketchup.
Thousand
put it on his
Island
fucking
sauce
Scotch
is
egg.
probably on. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I only had one pork pie with my salad tonight. I'm hungry.
Oh, unlucky. You can't stop at one. Was it a mini pork pie or a full size one?
I was sitting there looking at them, and my daughter loves a pork pie as well. And I'm like, "Are you having that? Are you having a pork pie?" And she went, "No, I'm going to have one in a minute." She went, "Why?" I said, "Because if you don't have one, I'm going to sit here and eat them. So take what you want, and I can put them away." Right, I put them away.
Sorry, it wasn't transfer related, so it wasn't interesting. So.
Oh right, what did he want? Has he forgot his login?
It was non-transfer related.
Oh, what? A source is ringing you for non-transfer related?
Yes.
Oh right.
Sometimes people ask for favours and favours for sailors, you know.
Oh right, what's X up to then?
Who said it was X?
Oh no, I was just fishing there. All right, my handsomes, how's your summer holiday going? Says Dodsey.
He's just been golfing, hasn't he? I just see pictures of him on Facebook just golfing every day.
Land of leisure, isn't he? Man of leisure. Do you feel like me? If you listen to all the rumours on transfers going out, we won't have a team left. Bowen, Souček, Rice going, etc. I mean, that is true. Talking to Stelios, he did put a good post up the other day, I think, on his Facebook group, which sort of alluded to the fact that if you believed a lot of the rumours that were going round, we're looking to get rid of, move on, possibly sell, or are happy to push out of the club near enough every player we've got in our squad.
That's not true.
So Fabianski
has signed a new contract.
Yeah, but we'll take it or leave it. Areola, unknown.
He's going to sign.
Well, with unknown at the moment.
Yeah.
Go
on. Bowen.
Not going anywhere.
Rice.
Not going anywhere.
But it's been rumoured, Sean.
I'm telling you.
No. I'm telling you.
Go on,
these are what has been rumoured.
Right,
if you are someone that believes all this stuff, yeah, you could possibly convince that West Ham are going to have about 4 players come August the 6th.
Agreed.
And that's why I called it. It's all this nonsense.
Look. Vlasic, as I said earlier, will probably go out on loan. Souček would go if we can get a shitload of money for him. And I'm not sure they're convinced with Benny if we could get a valuation, which we probably won't, and get our money back, we'd probably take it. But, you know, there's a lot of ifs and buts there. We're not going to let them go for free. And the likelihood is that we won't get 35 million for Souček and Estee, and we won't get 25 million for Benny. And, you know, no one will come in for Masuaku. So, you know, all these ones have been rumoured to be off. It's only if valuations are met, right? We're not letting them go for free.
Do you know what? I'm going to do a Mystic Meg prediction now.
Go on.
I think we're in for a world of pain this coming season. And I think the fan base is not going to be able to deal with it. When people like me would just be sitting there going, well,
told you so. Told you so.
No, not told you so. Like, but the people, like the more and more of the fan base winds itself up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the thing. They wind themselves up over transfers. The progression word is always thrown out. I want West Ham to win every game? Do I think they will do? No, there is a difference. I fully understand we ain't going to do it. I accept the type of football club we are. We ain't going to be challenging, and you know, I just win a cup. That's all I ask.
Yeah,
ain't
fair
too
enough.
much to ask, is it? Dodsey did consider. What do we think about the new kit? We haven't covered the new kit, Sean. What do you think of the new kit?
Well, do you know what?
No, I don't know what's why I'm asking.
I'll tell you what.
What?
When I went to Soccer
What?
Aid, there were
What's
hundreds.
this?
Who keeps on making that noise in the background? Will you stop
Sorry.
that?
Oh, sorry.
What
That
are you
sounds like
doing,
pens
Len?
and pencils.
Anyway,
Knock something over.
yeah, we can hear that, but you've been fiddling around in the background, so stop
I've
it.
been muted.
No, you haven't. You thought you were muted, but you haven't been muted. Anyway, there were hundreds of people with the new West Ham top. Obviously, the store did a roaring trade on Sunday. It was
Who
a bit.
are these people?
Well, they
Who
were
are these
maybe they're
people?
tourists or whatever, but there was lots of people. Finley said to me, right, actually, I'm quite, can we get it? And I said, all right, let's go on DJ Gate, DH Gate, and buy it for tenner from China.
Who are DH Gate?
Oh, they're very famous. You can get
And-
anything. Do you
Are
not
they
know DH
are
Gate?
No, are they not fraud? Are they not like Are
They're
they real though?
yeah, they are. Yeah.
Because look, I
And when
do
you
love
say
to
are
play-
they real?
Well, no,
they-
at London
they-
Stadium, you look at them and you can see a real one and you can see a fake
Right.
one.
So,
the
so
colours ain't
DH
right.
Gate are the most famous rip-off from China. You can get anything counterfeit. You can
Yeah.
get football shirts.
So
you
it's
can
a
get
counterfeit.
Rolexes. It's
So
a counterfeit
the
website.
club stooge.
Yeah, I'm
of
not. I was
buying
joking. I was
counterfeit-
joking.
Oh, you're joking.
I
Okay.
was joking. I ain't going to buy a shirt anyway. I'll
Oh,
probably
right.
get in a medium if I tried. But
You think you're going to go down in size, yeah?
Listen,
well, I
mate, the
wasn't
only
extra,
medium
extra
you'll
large.
get is
I could-
Doris
I
Stokes
could
pop
probably-
up and tell
I could-
you.
do you know what?
put
Let
in
me
contact
tell
with
you
your
a story just to wind up.
Granddad that worked in the
Right.
ironworks.
My waist size on my jeans was 38. I'm down to 34 now. Just saying,
Fuck
Nigel.
off.
34. I'll show you on Saturday. I'll show you the jeans I'm wearing. They're 34 inch.
Yeah, but I'm taller than you.
Anyway,
Mate, I've worn
I'm-
38 jeans for years. I just lift it up and drop it over
all
the
right.
top.
All I'll
Fucking
say
don't
is, I'm getting used to the top, and I'm not sure. It's getting, it's not wearing on me. What's the word?
Growing.
Growing on me. I'll tell you one thing, and I didn't mention this earlier. It felt very weird that the London Stadium on Sunday was full of people in Man United, Liverpool,
It shouldn't be.
Arsenal, mostly Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, Brentford, Fulham. They were all wearing the football tops.
Did you wear West Ham stuff to go?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, right.
Lots of people did though, and there was
Yeah, I
lots of
don't
West Ham
get
shouting
that. You don't know
irons. But
Yeah.
I just thought it was strange that people wear their own football tops to an England game.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't really an England game, but Anyway, sorry, I digress. The new top is growing on me. Don't buy it from the H Gate because it would be illegal, but it's still only £10.
Len, do you like the new shirt?
I never fall in love with any of them straight away, but it's not my. I'm not keen on the pattern. I don't like patterns on football shirts. That's all. I wouldn't have minded if you paid homage to that kit, but just
Well, I thought
I
that
don't
kit
know.
was awful when it came out in the early
yeah, which
90s.
is it.
So I was never going to like this one. The way I feel about it is I don't get people that go through all this with kits because it's only going to be around for a year, if you're lucky, before the next one comes out. In 6 months' time, it'll be half price in the shop. And our football kits now £90 for the full kit for toddlers.
Really?
For toddlers.
Really?
For toddlers, full kit, £90. Come on.
Sometimes I'm glad I'm a bit out of touch.
This
with
is
all
what
that.
I'm saying. That the football is just. And the thing I don't get is that when do the sheep wise up and stop paying the money?
They don't.
Stop it. because the only way to do it is to do that.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
queuing out the door for the
I
for the
don't
club
get
store,
the people.
and they were just buying. Everybody had bought their tops that night, and they still had their bag and with their normal clothes in it. That's what was happening.
Do you know, I think back to when I was like, I don't know, like a teenager, and I had the shirts, but I never really wore them to the game. I can't imagine back then people would have put up with this, because it's just branding nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Oh, we got any thoughts on Stuart Pearce leaving?
But he wanted to. I'm told he turned 60.
I know the answer to this.
And he wanted to. I'll tell you what I was told to the club. He wanted to take it easier and do broadcasting and stuff, and didn't want to be travelling around.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That the expression I got, which is virtually the same, is he told someone I know, that all this football in life is commuted. He's had a 2-hour trip each way, and he's always planned that when he's 60, he's going to stop. So he's just going to do the odd thing.
And he just recently got remarried, I hear, as well.
Did he really?
So I got told.
Yeah, no, he's just always planned to retire that way. That mundane. How about that?
There is something to that, right? Because, I know journalists who travel with the team, home and away, and it's staying in hotels and travelling all the time, Europe and everything. It's a hard slog. It's non-stop during the season, and I suppose when you get to 60 and you're a coach, you sort of go, is it worth the money? You're not getting the big bucks. I don't know how someone like Stuart Pearce is being paid, but he's not going to get the mega bucks that David Moyes is getting, is he?
He's probably on £100,000 a year.
Yeah, maybe.
But he's probably not doing it for the money.
No. But fair enough, when you get 60, you want to be slowing down. Well, certainly I will be. I'll be some kind of consultant. I ain't going to be doing 9 to 5.
Well, you're a doctor now.
No.
Oh, right.
You can be a consultant in my line of work.
Can you imagine him being a
Barclay.
doctor? What seems to be the problem, dear? Absolutely no sympathy or empathy at all. You need a bit of fresh air, that's what you need. Get out on a bike. Have you got a bike? I've got an electric one, You know what one knows? You need the exercise, love.
Yeah, that does sound like me.
Dozzy finishes that his daughter come home from Qatar.
Saw that.
For weeks holiday to surprise me ahead of Father's Day. He wants to know, what's the biggest surprise you've ever had? You ever had a surprise, Sean?
Well, I got on the scales and see how much I've lost. No, I don't know. I've had the odd surprise party, etc. But
yeah, well, did you surprise the amount of people that turned up?
Yeah. What did I? I won an award once.
Sim of the year.
No, I won an award once for
That was a surprise
Green IT,
you ever
and it
Sim
was
of the
presented by what's the guy that does the show in Wales with the comedian Ruth, whatever her name is.
I tell you, you've narrowed that show down really well, Sean. You think what?
The
Ruth
show
Maddocks?
Roof. What's the name?
It's got
Simon Caddo. No, not Caddo.
No, it's in Barry. Wales.
Oh, Gavin and Stacey.
Gavin and Stacey. Who's the comedian? The Welsh guy.
No, there's not a comedian in it,
What,
is it?
Rob? Yeah.
Rob Brydon.
Rob
Brydon. So he presented me with my award, and then you're like
What
this.
was the award?
It was the Green IT Project of the Year award, and I went along not knowing, and I got up on stage in front of 1,000 people and accepted this award, right? But someone there, this is a true story, videoed me accepting an award from Rob Brydon, and then his agent contacted me to take it down and said I didn't have Rob's permission. So I had to contact Rob to get permission to keep the YouTube up. True story. There you go.
Oh, right.
That was the prize.
Do you know he was in Lock,
Fascinating.
Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, Rob Brydon?
Yeah, he was
didn't know
the
that. Who
traffic
was he?
warden.
Oh, of course he was. Of course he was. Nice bloke. Does the same jokes on every gig he does, but he's a nice bloke.
Well, now we know who you get your stuff from. Paul Turton says, "Evening, gents. I hear the Sullivan is lending a somewhat dodgy guy 30 million to buy out Burnham City. Thoughts?"
Well,
No,
it's not true.
true. Surely
Well, it is true, and it's not true.
Lawrence Bassini.
Look,
he's
they're all-
crooked as what?
Hang on, whoa. We don't say those kind of things on this podcast because
Well,
there's no
according to
evidence. According to the what?
the reports I've seen, one of the papers it was. I think.
No proof of that. They go back.
That's what they're alleging anyway.
They are old
You know what
business.
these papers are like.
They are old business colleagues, and Sullivan's loaned money.
Are they really?
They are, and they've loaned money to many
Who'd have thought
projects.
it?
And he has
Ex-convict Sullivan, who
he-
got convicted of
Millwall.
earning immoral earnings.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
Well, that's well known many years ago. Sullivan loans money to lots of business people. He has offered to loan Bassini, but I'm told, my sources say, it ain't going to happen, so it doesn't matter. So Bassini's not going to buy Birmingham.
He's going to fail the fit and proper
No,
Persons
it's not
Act.
that. He's just not in the front running. It ain't going to happen, so it's a non-story. So that's my point. Yes, the money is available as a loan with interest, but no, it's not going to happen. Is Sullivan going to become an owner? No. He's doing a very up
Shit
and
job
proper
here.
loan to an old business colleague and making interest out of it.
Okay.
But it won't happen because he ain't going to buy Birmingham City. So move on.
Like Michael Levy Jr. says, "Evening, gents. He ain't got a question. Wants to give us his best wishes. Happy birthday for the 1st of June.
Happy birthday,
Mike.
mate.
Same day as Lynn.
Oh, have we
And-
wished Brenda a happy birthday yet?
Oh no! Happy birthday to Brenda Hall.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Brenda.
birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brenda. Happy birthday to you.
There you go. You've got Sean to sing you happy birthday. Not quite Doris Day, but it's the best we can get today.
How have we got to nearly an hour and a half?
Oh, no,
You
it's a
going
joke.
on? You're not
Yeah.
fucking gone on tonight, Sean.
Have I?
Oh, you really have. Cricket.
Martin Smithers says, "What's the latest on Suchek?" Brady out.
Brady out.
I think we discussed that. You know, Suchek wants it. He thinks it's not fair that he doesn't earn anything close to Vlasic, who's
You got a pay rise, though.
who? Who got-
Suchek.
Well, not really. When he joined
Yeah,
on
you got a pay rise.
20 grand or something stupid.
Then you got a pay rise.
Then he
straight
got
away.
a pay rise. He probably
Well, yeah,
doubled
that's
his...
a pay rise.
Hang on. Whoa, cowboy. 25 grand he joined because he got
Right.
joined on very low money. He doubled his wages to 50.
Yeah.
But now-
Another pay rise.
Was a pay rise, right?
Yeah.
But now at 50, people
Yeah.
like
He's a greedy cunt and he wants 100.
Well, no, he doesn't want 100. He wants 95.
Yeah, fuck me.
Yeah, but look, if,
Ship him out, the fucking
no,
prick.
why?
The cunt
like-
can't fucking play. He wants
He-
more money.
He's a battler, and if you're an agent, you want the best for your client. If you were Suchek, why shouldn't you earn 95 grand a week?
Well, tell him to go and fight the
Fucking
Man United
greedy.
and earn it then, Sean.
Fucking greedy. That's
Are
what
we
that
allowed-
is.
Are we allowed to say that? Is that?
Look, I don't know.
Oh no,
I don't know whether anyone will pay
Man U.
anything for Thomas Suchek. He could go abroad. He could be in the Premier League. Who knows? Someone has to put in a bid at a valuation for him to be sold. That hasn't happened. So again, it's a non-story until someone meets that valuation. So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right,
Almost someone getting ahead of him.
And in September, I think we'll sit down with him again and offer him and Bowen another contract.
All right, there you go. So he can walk out of that contract meeting.
I fucking
Anyway,
hate. I fucking hate close season news.
Oh,
What the
no.
fuck did we invite him on for? I was so much fucking happier with Lou last week. All nice and fucking calm.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking hell.
This is what Nigel said to me earlier, and he went, "Have you got any good news?"
Yeah.
And I went, "Shirt sales are up."
Yeah.
Didn't bite on that one, did you?
No, didn't. Adam Levitt thinks the club's got it wrong with the price of shirts.
Yeah.
They keep putting the price up. And he does point out working class families get themselves and their kids kits. £65 for a shirt.
How much do you think goes to club?
Sean, who signs the deal?
How much
signs the deal?
So fucking what?
How much
Who
do you think?
signs the deal? Don't spin it round just because
No,
the
I'm
club
just
only
asking
gets
a
a
question.
fiver or a tenner. Who signs the deal?
But we
Who
have a
allows
technical
them to
partner, a shirt partner, like everything else.
Well, there you go.
But you would be surprised. They pay millions to get these deals, right?
So they've paid up front then. So they buy the contract. So don't turn
Of
around and
course they
say
do.
the club only get a fiver a shirt. Yeah, because they've had like a 25 or 30 million pound up front for the contract already.
It's just all I'll say is, the margin on shirts is between. This is a known fact. Between 7.5% to 15%. So it's a bit more than a fiver, but that's how much the margin is. Yeah.
Well,
Different manufacturers get
listen,
different things.
All
but
clubs are doing the same. It ain't West Ham, but
no,
if the
you're
if the-
right.
if
It's
the
the same
clubs,
thing.
at some point, the clubs could do something about it, but they don't want to. They're happy that the fans are winning. They know if fans are willing to pay that they'll pay half for even more tat that they'll make more money on. So the clubs are more than happy to allow that.
It's not just a. It's a way of. I mean, when did we agree our last deal? We agreed 2020, 6-year deal. I think we extended the Umbro deal.
I've always preferred Umbro.
Have you?
Because I thought, well, no, the reason why they were, I don't know about now. They were a British company.
Yeah.
I've always liked the Adidas shirts.
There you go. 25. There you go. So, Umbro deal is worth £25 million at £5 million a year. So a 5-year deal, 25 million quid. That's a lot of money.
Well, it ain't and this is the thing. So what's the Tottenham shirt deal?
Oh, it's a lot more.
And this is what we're
Now,
finding.
interesting. Here's an interesting performance clause.
Look,
Which
Sean, can I honestly say, I don't really think it is interesting.
It is interesting.
You sure?
It is.
Go on, I'll let you say it. If it's not, I'm going to slap
It's
you.
really interesting.
Go on then.
Build up. So we earn £5 million a year from Umbro, but if we break into the top 4, that goes up £3 million to £8 million a year. True fact.
Oh. Why is that interesting?
Oh.
Because we ain't going to do it, are we?
Well, we nearly did. We were like 3 points off 2 seasons ago.
Oh, right, okay.
1 point, we could have done it this season. Just gone.
Yeah. Lee Goddard says he was beginning to get withdrawal symptoms. Brady out.
Brady out.
Gary Prince says, evening gents, your mate Sean. Do you know the situation with the loyalty points? Are they resetting?
That's a
Or is it
really good
previous
question.
season's points coming off the total? If they revert to type, then not last season's points, but the seasons before that, when actually there was no away fans. So whatever. So basically, if we
Have you
revert
signed
to
up
type,
to the cup scheme, by the way?
no. So if we revert to type, I don't like them being able to take my money.
You get
when-
twice the points, though.
What if I have the cup scheme?
What if you join the cup scheme?
I don't know if you know that, but the cup scheme does. You get a point for buying a ticket automatically, and you get another point when you attend. True
Okay.
story.
If I buy a cup ticket,
Yeah. You
and
get 1
attend.
point. Yeah, you get 1 point.
So I don't need to be in the Auto Cup
Don't
scheme.
need to be in the
Hang
cup
on,
scheme.
listen.
Yeah.
By being in the auto scheme, you get
Yeah.
2 points.
Yeah.
By buying just a normal cup game, you get 1 point.
So they're just giving more points to season ticket holders.
Yeah.
They're giving points as a benefit to people who sign up to the cup scheme.
Which you can only be a season ticket holder
Yeah,
for.
true.
Yeah.
So
it's
giving
like-
more points to season ticket holders.
Yeah, who joined the cup scheme?
They'd be better off giving 2 points to people that travel to Burnley or places like that.
I don't disagree with you there.
Who travel to Stratford. Gary, he said, is the club keeping the Whetstone ballot? And will it be carnage getting tickets if we reach the conference final? I think we should rename the ballot the Whetstone ballot, in your honour, Sean.
I'm extremely lucky.
Yeah, you do appear to be. Sean Cronin says, Brady out.
Brady out.
I mean, yeah, could you imagine if we do get to the and this goes back to what I said earlier about football governance with UEFA and FIFA. How can you have a stadium that holds 20,000?
That's
It's
balmy.
joke, innit?
It's balmy.
That's nowhere near the biggest stadium in Prague either, is it?
No, it's balmy.
So, and
Fucking
what
football.
what UEFA seem to be doing, surreptitious, whatever the word is, discreetly, yeah, is if you look back, and it did make me think, in 2008, Rangers got to the Europa League final and got beat. That final of the Europa League was held at Old Trafford, capacity 70,000, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So this year, and there was absolute chaos. I don't know if you know, at that final, there was no water to be had in the ground.
Oh.
So there was some really bad scenes there. Fans taken ill because of the heat, and there was nothing to drink. They couldn't get access to water or whatever.
Yeah.
That ground only held, 38,000 for the final?
Yeah.
So it seems like a deliberate ploy to only have the big stadiums for the Champions League and lesser stadium for the Europa League and an even lesser stadium for that for the Conference League, ignoring the fact that some of the biggest clubs in Europe may end up in the Conference League, i.e. dropping down, and their support. You know, who are they running football for? Because I don't get how, these people manage to get away with doing this.
Yeah. I wish I knew the answer.
Do you know? Are you following the court trial, Sean?
Which one? Because there are many court trials.
Well, it seems
Not the
like
Amber Heard one.
no. Platini and Blatter are up in court.
Oh, yes, I have heard of this. Yeah.
So it's one to look out for, and not suing each other. Despite the fact they both hate each other, they're in the dock
They
together.
do. They but I don't know if you've read what's happened today, because it's on the 5th day. But they seem to be doing quite well, suggesting it all revolves around this payment.
Yeah,
that
2 million.
Seb made to Plantini, which they have
Well, he's produced his invoice.
he's proved evidence that it was legal.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Well, I suppose that's down for a.
I'll just quickly for the listeners. Basically, Platini got paid £2 million for work as a consultant.
$2 million,
The thing is,
$1.6 million.
Yeah. The thing is, the work he did as a consultant had been done 7 or 8 years prior to the payment. So, I don't know they'd either forgot about it. But not only that is, this was a verbal gentleman's agreement contract.
That's right.
Yeah, between Blatter and Platini.
When he became technical advisor in 1998. Yeah.
So draw your own conclusions there. Stelios Kyriakou, the goat herder from Cyprus, says,
Who's in Torremolinos? I think he flew back
did he?
today.
Oh, is he? All right. Yeah, he was going to take us to a fish restaurant, Sean.
Yeah, I know. You
Yeah.
eat fish.
I know. It was good, isn't it? Oh, I'll get you something decent
Because I sent
30
him
quid.
a picture of some sea trout, a wonderful sea trout I had on a lovely baby spinach bed and Royal Jersey potatoes mashed with mustard. It was beautiful.
Yeah. If Gordon Ramsay
Crushed.
can't win me, mate, no crappy fish restaurant.
With
he's taking
capers.
me
Do you
to
like
gonna win.
capers?
Yeah.
Do you like capers?
Yeah, they're
Nigel?
funny, aren't they? They're quite good.
I knew you'd say that. I bet you don't even know what capers are.
That's a good Ealing comedy, didn't you?
Yeah.
I do, yeah. Yeah. The man in the white suit.
They're green things
Classic.
in brine that you have with, you put on your smoked salmon.
Oh,
With a bit of dill. With a bit of dill.
The green things in bright.
I don't think you have capers probably in your house. No.
right. I had fish tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, finders battered.
Oh my God.
Cod
Processed.
What's been processed?
You got
Was
to
it
go
a
down
fish?
You got to go down the fishmongers.
Have you
to
seen
get
how much
fish.
they charge for fish, Sean?
Yeah, I do.
I won't even have fish at the chip shop. I had a Savaloy last night.
No, but it's not proper fish. You got
Well,
to.
Savaloy's not fish, it's a sausage.
Yeah, I know
Nigel,
that.
you got to buy the fish. It'll make it worthwhile for the fishermen to go out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I
We'll
like
charge us
supporting my
less then.
local
I ain't paying a tenner just for a bit of cod.
No, you've got to.
How
have
big's this
some-
bit of cod? Is that how
have
much you're paying around your way?
Yeah, mate,
you
I'll
need
tell you, it's gone
you
mad.
need some monkfish or my favourite black cod, which is not really cod.
So my nephew, Billy, you're right, Bill, if you live, he sent us a picture. At last, in Bury, where he lives, they're doing Savaloy and chips.
Oi, Savaloy.
And because they'd never had it up there, and it was quite funny. But it was £3.50 for Savaloy chips and a roll. £3.50 for Savaloy chips and a roll.
Fish is expensive. Have you ever had black cod?
Sean, that's like £6 down here.
I know, but have you ever
£3.50.
had black cod?
Black cod.
Yeah.
That was a
What's
great
black
Led
cod?
Zeppelin track. That was.
It's a sable fish, but it's called black cod.
A
and
what?
It is called sable fish.
Stable fish.
Sable fish.
Oh, right.
It's called black cod, and if you have it, you would know. It's just the
Was
most
it black?
It's not black. No, it's white.
Why is it called black cod then?
It's a good question.
I thought-
But it's a white fish. But,
Oh, right.
I don't
Oh,
know. It's a
gosh.
good question. Why is black cod called black cod? I don't know.
Maybe it's black.
It's reassuringly expensive. There you go.
Oh, right. There you go. It ain't it for me. I mean, I must admit, I did feel a bit of a. I walked in. There's like some 17-year-old girl looking at me, and I'm thinking, is she going to know what a wally is? And I couldn't, for the life of me, think what a wally is actually called.
A
So I've had to
gherkin.
go-
Hamish a gherkin.
Yeah, well, that's what I went like, and I looked at. I want chips, like Savaloy, and I went, and you got a wally. You know what a wally? And she went, pickle gherkin. I went, that's what it's called. Yeah, I just call them wallies. But apparently wallies, it was, I don't know, the Jewish people brought it over from East Europeans in the late 19th century. Something to do with olives as well, pickled olives and pickled cucumbers.
You know,
Stuff like that.
traditionally, a Savaloy was made of pig's brains.
Was it?
It's from the French word cerveloy, as in serve, being brain.
Do you think we've possibly strayed into a fish and food podcast?
Well, who brought the
Yeah.
fish and chips
Me,
up in?
me. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we do like a bit. I could murder a bit of fish and chips.
I do like a nice bit. When people say I don't eat fish, I eat cod. Yeah, a battered cod.
How about red mullet?
Red mullet.
Or
Mullet.
battered
That's the
red mullet.
geezer out of Jack Frost, wasn't it? The TV detective. He was the chief inspector mullet.
Stell, we'll go to that fish restaurant. We're taking
Mate, you
because
ain't
when we
taking
went
me
to
no fish restaurant.
when we went to Gordon Ramsay's,
Listen.
it was worth the visit just to watch you
Yeah,
try
but
and eat some
Gordon
of that.
Ramsay at least dished me up a bit of venison, innit? Which I was a bit conscious about. But when I ate it, I thought actually that weren't bad.
And don't forget the white truffles.
Yeah, I didn't have that though, did I?
You're missing out. Anyway, back to the podcast
Yeah.
and the question time.
Does the bald back?
I'll tell you what,
or not
England are
back
getting
news?
it right in the arse. They're 3-0 down. there.
No.
Yeah, not.
Yeah. There'll be a new West Ham way next week.
We're getting relegated.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
Well, yeah. What?
Have they
People
brought
don't realise-
Rice back on or not? Is Rice come on?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I've got one eye on it. I mean, they're all over the place defensively. Absolutely all over the place. You can see, when those games, those games, you can see goals coming. You say this is going to be a goal. They're hitting
Well,
the
it looks like
target.
we get relegated, so now that was our big chance to not go down. But still,
Blimey.
uh,
Good work.
is Moyes the diverer, Moyes the diligent, or Sullivan a tight ass? Does the ball back or not back Moyes? Please, no politician answers, Sean.
Remember, the board is made up of 12 members now. And in fact, I've just written a story tonight to name those 12 people on the board. Right, so it's not just Gold and Sullivan. We've got Gold, Sullivan, we've got Rita, right? Karen to you. We've got Andy Mullett, who's the CFO. We've got Daniel Harris. We've got Daniel Grudzinski. We've got Pavel Krotsky, if I remember his name. We've got Dan Cunningham, husband of Vanessa or Jacqueline, I can never remember which. We've got Dave Sullivan Jr. We've got Jack Sullivan. Have I got up to? And Trip Smith. That should be 12.
Well done.
So those 12 are now the board, right? Not just Golden Sullivan and Daniel. And therefore, it's done by committee. And therefore, there is money because we earned £38 million from Europe. I understand we are prepared. We didn't spend money in the January, obviously. And so money is available. And I understand Daniel was prepared after his £30 million we talked about earlier bonus from Sainsbury's, his supermarket sweep, as I put in the headline. You know, he's prepared to loan us money at an interest rate. So money is available. But it's up to David Moyes to spend it. So I think to answer, it was a long answer, but the board, all 12 of them, are backing the manager, but it's up to him to get the right players that he thinks can take the team forward. Make of that what you will. I don't think that was a politician's answer.
Right, here he goes still. You asked, he answered. Matty Kemp says, evening gents, is there genuine interest in a guard?
Yes, in spades.
And then he asked the question, why is it so complicated to get the deal over the line? Well, the truth is because as we broke here exclusively on More Than Just a Podcast, 4 weeks now, it seems, since he first set foot in the country.
Yeah.
He popped in to say hello. You know, these deals do take time.
Do we tell how the sausages are made? How we put two into... no,
well, I try to. You keep telling me off. And your mate gets the ump as well. Chris Ashton, who I think's a troll, says, when is C&H going to be shut down for the BS they put up?
Well, that's a bit harsh.
Yeah,
I hope he's not talking about my stories.
Well, probably. He probably don't read it, to be honest. Chrissy Mills, super Chrissy Mills, I should say. Evening, gents. It says, fantastic Mexican wave the other night.
Excellent.
Yeah, not sure I've even seen a football stadium ever looking worse. Just embarrassing.
It's been put into multi-stadium mode, so they've
just
pushed
remember,
it.
Chris, it ain't a football stadium as well. We know.
But you know, do you know what? I never heard anyone complaining about the gap between the pitch and everything because they were there for a bit of fun. You know, Soccer Aid is not about football.
Yeah. I know. So I don't know why people get carried away.
Do a lot of work for charity.
Yeah. Sean, can you confirm the latest transfer budget?
Well, I get in trouble every time I say this, right?
Well, say it then.
So my understanding is there is up to £100 million available, right?
Going down, isn't it?
Plus an extra 50 loaned by Daniel, plus the sum of anything that is outgoing. That hasn't changed. My stance hasn't changed. But it's irrelevant because, as we've already said, budgets don't really mean anything in the new board. All 12 will be meeting. Anything over £2 million needs to be voted by the board. So it's sort of irrelevant what the budget is, because the board will be it's transfers by committee.
Oh dear.
Now they've got to back the manager. It seems a bit of a bizarre way to do it. I mean, what happens if they vote and the board don't agree on a player? I mean, where does that leave David Moyes? It seems a really strange position, but it's in black and white that expenditure over £2 million needs to be agreed by the main board. Do they just rubber stamp it, or can they really veto a transfer? It could lead us in a slightly difficult position.
All right. Well, last two to finish up. Dave's son, old Ted Sexton. Hello, Ted. How we doing? Because he did ask last night what's going on. And I did explain that Sean's diary was very busy, but he might fit us in. Evening all, he says, what is the Areola situation? Well, we're going to sign him, Ted, basically.
I don't think there's, as I said earlier, no genuine interest from the two clubs that have been quoted.
No.
And I'm sure...
But where does that come from?
It comes from a good, not a club source, but someone in the industry who's very well connected.
Think of an old Galaxy advert. Anyway,
oh, shut up!
What? Whoa, Galaxy advert. What? How does that give it away? Dear,
Smooth and creamy.
No,
yeah.
Anyway. Anyway, and we finish up with Ian Gravitt. Brady out.
Brady out. I'd like to finish on that.
That's how we finish.
There you go. Wow. How many hours? Do you know what? We're nearly at 2 hours. We're at
yeah, you did go on, Sean.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Anything else? Any plugs before we say our goodbyes?
No.
When are we starting up the new... We're going to start up a Super 6 again. Try and remember to do it. And a Fancy League, maybe?
Well, generally, we start them at the start of the season.
Yeah. Are we not very close to the start of the season?
Not for another 6 weeks, I believe, or 7 weeks.
Oh, okay. There you go. We might be back. We might not be. I doubt we'll stay away for too long. I've been Sean.
Well,
Nigel.
me and Len will be back. We've got propagandas to do. So.
I've been Sean. Nigel has been...
I'm a bit tired, actually.
Are you? Oh, yeah. Still working?
Yeah.
Yeah. Len has been...
Pissed off by football again.
Yeah,
Keep
I know.
it out of summer.
I know.
Keep it out of summer.
Come on.
All this football noise.
Come on, you.
News.
Come on, you Irons. Bye.
Bobby Moore, more than just a podcast. Bobby Moore, more than just a podcast.